avez Bondye avec nous? Okay. I want to tell you today that you will face many challenges in life, and the only thing left to do is trust in the Lord. When everything goes dark, I want you to know it might just be the Lord testing you. It might just be the Lord testing how strong your faith is. When you are taking a test in school, for you to pass the test, you have to know the answers. But with God's test, the key is putting your trust in Him. For example, in Genesis 22, verse 10, the Lord asked Abraham to do a very difficult task. He asked him to sacrifice his only son to him. Now, if it was today, we would wonder why is he asking me to kill my son? Now, when it comes to God, there is no questioning his demands. We shouldn't even take a second to wonder, to let our thoughts take over, because God has everything under control. Abraham loved God, and God wanted to test his love and trust. Abraham's faith in God was so great that he was willing to give him his only son, trusting that God could bring him back or give him another son. Again, he did it trusting in God. When you trust in God, the impossible will seem possible. The unthinkable will be thinkable. The unreachable will be reachable. Because He is Lord, and you must trust that what He says goes, and trust that it's all in good hands. That test you wanted to pass so badly, I want you to trust that God will do His part. Just leave it all in His hands, and God will let you pass this test. He might even double the points of the test. Abraham was ready to do as told, even if it is the hardest thing for him to do. But Abraham loved God, and he trusted Him. He did give him a child at a very old age, which he thought was impossible for the Lord to do. But the Lord showed him that nothing was impossible for him to do. And now that God asks of him to do this, he must have thought, I didn't believe last time when He told me He'll give me a child, and He indeed did give me one. So this time I must believe Him and trust He has a good reason for asking me to sacrifice my child. I want to let you know everything that the Lord asks of you, He has a perfectly good reason as to why He's asking, as to why He wants you to do this. And all you have to do is trust in Him and obey. Now in Job 1, verse 6 through 19, Satan acts as an agent provocateur to test whether or not Job's piety is rooted merely in his prosperity. But faced with the appalling loss of his possession, his children, and finally his own health, Job still refuses to curse God. Job loses everything, and even in the midst of it all, he still worships God. And while he's still worshiping God, he got many backlash. His friends would say, you must have done something wrong. Why else would he be doing this to you? Why are you worshiping God when he's done all this to you? But still, he refuses to curse upon God. Instead, he cried out to him and asked him, why are you doing all this to me? I want to tell you, when you are lost and have no answer, for you to do as Job did. Cry out and ask Him. He will hear your cry. You might not get your answer right away, but He still hears you, and He will answer you. In the end, God doubled everything Job had. When you go through these tests, God ends up making you stronger. He strengthens your faith, and He blesses you. And that's exactly what happened to Job. When everything seems to be coming to an end, you're being pulled into darkness. Don't lose hope. Don't be frightened. Just believe and trust that God has everything under control, and He only has the answers to your questions. I want to tell you, even in Job's grieving, he still trusts in God and prayed to Him, asking Him for answers. Even though others were trying to make him turn away from God, when you don't understand why something is happening to you, who do you go to? Who do you trust with the situation? Don't doubt yourself. Trust in God and wait for Him to answer you. And if you haven't gotten your answer, wait upon Him and trust just like Job did. I want you to trust in the Lord, and everything will be okay. La paix, Bondye avec nous.